Welcome, everyone. Akasha here, Nan Akasha. And I wanted to get this to you because we are in a very vital moment of time that will never happen again and has never happened before. It is a full moon, super moon, blood moon eclipse, and we are in the bridge between the two eclipses. However, this guide will help you in any time if there's a moon and an eclipse, or you're distracted from the moment, or if you need guidance, help, ideas, and processes to walk through and navigate these very intense cosmic and moments cosmically, personally, spiritually, mentally, financially. We're watching the collapse of a reality. It's a paradigm we've been programmed and conditioned and lived within. And even with as much as we want personal freedom, we are programmed in our habits on all levels of our being with limiting mindsets, beliefs, actions, decisions, and therefore our reality reflects that. So, welcome and hello to you, my fellow traveler, through these times. If you are here, if you are alive right now in this moment that you chose at a high level, at a soul level, at an aware level, to be here now and to be the exact person you are right now, here now. So you're in the right place at the right time, and you're here realizing you have the wrong mindset. You have old, outdated, limiting programs, beliefs, and patterns. It's like having old software. It's time for an upgrade. Well, we are on quite a powerful and interesting time in our global journey into higher consciousness. This decade is the grand transformation. It was prophesized by many civilizations throughout time that at this moment, all the energies would come together for a breakdown of the old paradigm and a breakthrough, a true metamorphosis. We don't get rid of the past. We pull from it the wisdom, the power, the energy of who we've become through all of the pain, all of the ups and downs, and all of the soul wounds. We're alive at a unique and powerful moment. We get to experience the collapse of one societal reality and be an integral part of creating a new one. I've been deep inside of my own life-threatening bug bite journey again. This is the third time in 2 years. And it began on the eclipse back 2 years ago in 2020, where I ended up in the ER for 12 hours. And no matter how high of dosages they gave me, nothing stopped the progression of being completely covered in huge welts that became interesting designs that took me through a near-death experience and traveling consciously through other realities, other lives, other timelines. So every time we go through something like this, it may seem on the outside, well, this is a terrible thing that you're having this illness or this health or this pain or this is falling apart. Well, it's not just happening for me, and it's reflected in your life in a different way. Everybody has this happening. So since I've been deep inside of this, I've been listening, I've been learning, I've been watching, I've been releasing, I've been processing in a way that I don't normally do because I've canceled all my appointments. I've gotten rid of all plans. I have very few things that require my attention at a particular time. So I have been in flow. Now, the first eclipse on April 30th opened this bridge, and through Monday, because the night of the 15th, we're going to have the full super moon or blood moon. That just means it's very red because it's so close. Eclipse, and that will be the exit door of this bridge. So we've entered about a 2-week time frame where we are crossing worlds and realities, completing old patterns and moving to somewhere new that our soul is taking us, each of us, to our own optimal destination. So it's well worth it to listen to what is happening and be here now. So this is a packed guide full of information. Like I said, most of it is timeless. This is for right now. The full super moon eclipse, May 15th, 8:30 Central, partially visible, and so on. You'll still see the partial eclipse leaving until about 1 a.m. Central. And if you're in Americas, Europe, or Africa, you will see it. So I want you to start to think about energy. I want you to get out of the story. He said, she said, they did, they didn't. Why can't? I'm not, there's not, whatever it is, whatever the drama, the story, globally, financially, in your family, in your relationships, with your health, with your body, with your spirituality, whatever is going on in your life, drop out of the story into the energy, because it's the secret key to begin to read the real meaning of what is happening. So I want you to see and watch and look underneath the stories that are distracting you. See underneath into the energy, the pattern and the flow. This is powerful mystery school teachings. I've learned from, practiced, and taught for over 35 years all around the world with different disciplines, different doctorates, different healing programs, different energy, different mystery schools, different shamans, a wide variety, because I pull the pieces together that awaken within me why I am here. But I had to pull away from what did they think? What does she think? Trying to be the people pleaser, trying to achieve, achieve, achieve. And the more I did that and looked for a solution to the pain, to never feeling good enough, to always having to work too much or overwork and never really relax and enjoy what I have, because I never really thought I was worth it. And always worried about this, that, or the other thing. Racing, pushing, chasing, making things happen for sure, but the painful way, with my mind, with my time, the way we've all been programmed. Well, I want you today to understand that there's a softer, easier, more aligned, sacred, supportive, and loving way to live your life, to navigate. Now, why? Well, it's very, very powerful right now because we're realigning to our truth. We're realigning by breaking the prison and enslavement bonds, whether they're thoughts, beliefs, whether they're soul wounds, contracts, or agreements, whether they're energetic knots or blocks in your physical, emotional, chakra body, in any level of your being. All right. So you're going to look underneath the stories. Oh, he said this, it means that, because they're distracting you from being present. And right now we're in the magical moment. This bridge we are on is full of mentors and guides. It's like you are on a fairy tale journey. And every corner has something that looks like a demon that you then face and accept and conquer and become stronger from. Or there's a magical guide, or there's a synchronistic meeting, or there's a powerful healing, or there's an awareness, or there's a death, a resurrection, and a rebirth. You are the hero or heroine of your journey, but the story is distracting you from your power. That is the story of every story, right? That is the point. So I want you to see underneath the energy to the pattern and the flow, and do this with everything from global dramas to weather to health, wealth, or happiness. Okay. Now do that all week, full of energetic goodies that we rarely get, because this week is so packed with energetic good. There are doorways that you're going to miss that could lead you to something so magical, so powerful, so beautiful, so enjoyable. You don't even have words for it, but you're not going to see it if you're distracted. There are guidance, there's just, it's packed. Okay. And the energies right now, which include Mercury retrograde, eclipses, full moons, super moons, solar flares. What else have we got going on? We've got it all. Okay. So that's the best way to see this moment, as a rare opportunity full of goodies, and be open to finding them. So here's a picture I took last year, I think, of the full moon rising over the ocean in front of my house with these beautiful birds flying over. You can feel the eclipse already. And the full super moon, also called a blood moon, like I said, is building already, and it amplifies the power of a regular full moon, which is pretty intense, by 100 times. Talk about a rare goodie. 100 times the illumination, 100 times the abundance, 100 times the guidance, 100 times the sacred feminine energy. This is pretty awesome. Full moons are for harvesting the fruit that has grown in your life and is ready. It means anything you complete this time will be 100 times more powerful, strong, and done or complete. That's good because one of the energies we're in right now is completion. Full moons are times for clarity, illumination, and seeing new paths. It's a time of heightened intuition and sacred feminine energies. Creativity flows, so being more in the flow in your attitude and your schedule is the best way to also be in flow. All right, let's look at the moon energy and the moon power. We're looking at the energies. We're dropping out of the story. We're saying the moon represents energy. What is that energy? How does it matter to me? The sun represents energy, Mercury, eclipses. This is the spiritual weather. And this is like a spiritual weather forecast. You go, oh, okay, what's happening? Is this a good day to start a project? No, then you don't go to the beach in a hurricane. Okay, so you can relate to moon energy in many ways. The moon has many representations that reflect aspects of its energy. Luna is a common one that many relate to as a feminine nature aspect. Thoth is the Egyptian god of the moon and writing, knowledge, alchemy, science, communication, magic, light body, and assists Ra, the sun, during his course during the night. So in this aspect, Thoth is two sides, a yin to the yang of the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine, the spiritual, the material, the above and the below, the within and the without. Okay, this is how we create reality, is with that duality. So the moon helps you balance your powers, work together. Thoth is also Mercury, and we're in Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is the messenger. When the planet Mercury is perceived in retrograde, which is like right now, it's not really going retrograde, it looks that way. It means that he's present to help us reflect and review before moving forward. That means clear communication is going to come from the moon energy, from alchemy within you, from tuning into your light body, to listening to the messages and energies that are speaking through your body or your mind or your emotions or the environment or the insects, okay? Whatever way the message is coming to you, it means stop and look. So interesting to me about this reflection is when this began, I got a sting on my left wrist, on my left knuckle between my pinky and the next finger. And it swelled up about half of the hand down into the wrist. And then I could feel it go up my arm, but it didn't really swell. And then my left eye, I could feel it. And then my eyes swelled. So I had to do dramatic measures. And I went through a course of things for 6 days. And then I finished and had a day off. And the next day I was standing in my kitchen, although the windows were open because there's contractors working there. Nobody saw anything. We were not digging in the dirt. There was no swarm of anything that came through. I didn't see or feel it. Something came and stung me on the same hand, but right below the wrist, on the same outside. And it triggered the old one and it swelled very quickly. The whole hand turned extremely large and swelled and bulged down about 3/4 of the way to my elbow. So if you think about, all of a sudden Mercury went to retrograde on Tuesday, and I get an immediate repeat of the message and the experience I had at the start of this eclipse bridge. That tells me there's something I didn't complete, or there's something that's underneath what we did in this area What does it represent? A lot of things. It's the heart hand, it's the receiving hand, it's the feminine energy hand. There's a lot of different energetic meanings to this part of the body. However, the point is to show you how, if you weren't understanding the energy you were in, you would just be like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? And blah, blah, blah. Instead, I'm paying very close attention. What is a sting? What is a bite? What does it mean? What is the symbolism of this? What is it trying to tell me? What do I need to let go of? What am I ready to complete? It goes aligned to all the energies that we're inside of. One more note. Last week, near the beginning of the eclipse portal, my gardener came to me and said, we have a snake. And we went down, and there's a light on the side of this house, little building next to the pool. And this gorgeous snake had come and wrapped itself around the cord that goes to the light bulb. But he was so heavy that it then stretched the cord, and he dropped out from being hidden behind the light down to be hanging. So I had a snake wrapped around a light, a current, an electric wire. Okay, this is looking at the energy. A lot of different meanings that could take. In full view, right? It wasn't hidden. So blessed, beautiful being, wasn't poisonous, wasn't a rattlesnake, and is, I forget the Mayan name they taught me for it. It just simply gently nudged it with a pole. It wound onto the pole. I got some pictures and thanked it, and they took it down the street to an empty field for it to run free and do what it wants to do. So the snake is a powerful message, and it represented the sun, represented transformation, shedding the old. It represents the power of life, finding your way back to your spirit. And here, Kukulkan is a Mayan god that has a lot of meanings. So there's just been nonstop communication coming to me from animal spirits, from insect spirits, right? From just on and on. So you're going to be talked to through your body reacting to something, through your mind being distracted or attached to something. And you have to sit with these things. They are very deep messengers. I could talk about the snake for 3 more hours, but I can't. Okay. So now Mercury is in retrograde and saying, come and sit with me. Let's review. Let's remember. Let's rewire, relive, or rewind, or whatever Mercury wants to do with you, Thoth wants to do with you. And this is a very powerful guide that's really available to us right now, because that energy, that planet isn't moving away from us or moving forward. It is coming back to us. So these are the powerful ways to see the energy. It's very important now that we're in the energy of completion. That is one of the things that's happening. This bridge is for you to acknowledge and complete things as consciously and willingly as possible. You do not need to know what they are. You need to give yourself permission. You do not need to know what they are or feel them, or you might. If you do, then you pay attention, okay? Don't chase things and do things that have nothing to do with what is trying to get your attention. If you're feeling grief or sadness, if you're particularly feeling an old craving or addiction come up, I had this over Mother's Day, this old pattern of craving belonging and being approved of and being seen, and just, it was clogging everything, and I was feeling frustrated and angry, and it was building up until I noticed, oh my God, this is an old pattern. So why is it here? Well, I don't judge myself. I don't get upset about it. I say, this is an old pattern. Oh, it's rearing its head. It means I haven't shed it completely. Please come in. Thank you for showing up. Let's complete this now, okay? Lots of information here for you to use to decode what's happening in your life right now. Our whole life has meaning. Everything that has happened, everything that is happening. And the best place to start is to be in the infinite present now moment. So, as we're in the energy of completion, we want to consciously give ourselves permission to complete the past, old, outdated self image. This is a huge identity shift is happening right now. Patterns, let the moon illuminate your path. Let Mercury and Thoth guide you to what is still within that needs your attention in order to finish and to move on. Ishel is a Mayan moon goddess, also of the rainbow, women, fertility, abundance, and cycles of life. I love her. I'm naming my house after her. I have 3 beautiful artworks of her, and we're going to be adding more. She is a beautiful, beautiful energy I relate to. Maybe you would prefer to relate to Artemis, who's Greek, or Diana, her Roman content, Ku, Hecate, Mawa, Selena, or the Chinese goddess Chang'e. So tune into the representation of the lunar power that most calls to you. It's a great time to find a sacred moon guide. And this is Ishel. She's there with her rabbit because there's a rabbit in the moon, the face of the moon. I was told it was the man in the moon, but it's a feminine energy, the moon energy. And the rabbit being that soft, beautiful, feminine, fertile, prolific, abundant, prosperous being. The snake on the head represents enlightenment, awakening to your truth and manifesting it into the world. And the lotus is there as the opening of our crown and our powers. So she's a beautiful, beautiful representation. So one full moon keeps me up at night for days. So the information and connections are so illuminated in a full moon energy. So this is some more information for you about all full moons. I love it because I know I'm connected more clearly, and because I always do my energy clearing and my inner work daily. And it's a powerful time for my growth and my awareness. I discovered that the more present I am and the less distracted I am, it makes it easier to receive the messages from the moment that are for my highest good and guidance at this time. And you're going to be shocked as you unhook from all these distractions, from what do other people think, and what's the plan, and what's the pressure, and what do I need to do, and what isn't enough, and what do other people think, and you start taking more time. Your life's going to become easier, happier. It's going to be a transition that's awkward and uncomfortable. I'll give you that much. However, there is so much more help and guidance that you don't have to do it all. You're not in the wilderness carrying all the burden, worrying about it, who's doing what or why or where. You're just fully in the moment. This is more powerful than you can possibly imagine. So that's why this moment gives you an opportunity for such a huge shift in your life. All right, so let's look at the distractions. It's important for us to acknowledge we have limiting beliefs, we have fears, we have distractions because we've built unhealthy relationships that demand things from us that are no longer work for us. We put ourselves in energy and situations around people who watch the news or around things that pull down our energy, don't lift us up. We hide our spirituality, or we put our self-care off, or we don't prioritize time alone or time for spirit or listening or creating, and we struggle because we're on a hamster wheel. So these are all the repetitive thoughts, beliefs, and mind conditioning that everyone has and we're breaking free from. It has been normal for people to be consumed and even overwhelmed by the to-dos and the shoulds and the can'ts that were programmed into us as normal. You're leaving normal and what your family and what your tribe want. It's hard to break that because the paradigm we're leaving and that is collapsing is the one that says you have to live within a family, a patriarchy. They tell you what's okay. They tell you what to do. Then you belong, then you're safe. Now we're going into the age of the individual where you have to respect your individual makeup, be the most you can be, regardless of what anyone thinks, especially the family and the patriarchy in whatever form that is. That means the systems that tell you what to do and separate you from your direct contact with your truth. So all the rushing and chasing for love, money, happiness, status, acceptance, approval, it's all ending now because it does not serve any of us anymore to listen to the guidance outside of us. These are all my photos from where I live to help send you beautiful, enlightening energies. New days dawning. You have everything you need within you, and the more you let go of how you did it and what you think, and the more you begin to sense the infinite field, then the more you will begin to sense the infinite field that has what you need in each moment. In fact, when you are in the moment, you have everything at your fingertips. When you are in your fear or your head, you're separated from all the abundant solutions and you feel stressed trying to figure out how to get it. Okay, so the shedding of your identity right now is going to lead to you seeing that those things you've craved and wanted have no meaning in the reality we're going into. You're richer than you know and more powerful than you can imagine. Yes, you need things, yet you do not chase them, worry about them. You accept they are where and they are here, okay? And they appear to you. That means to make manifest, to appear to your senses. You are the creator of your reality already. You have been clogged and blocked with the pain and the soul wounds that you and the planet has experienced for centuries. Now we take this eclipse bridge to a new place where we are freer, clearer, and more connected. Okay. We're moving out of listening to others. That means systems, schools, families, religious dogma, others, workplaces, governments, any form of others, and into alignment from our own individual divine truth. It is not something you see many doing, and it is not yet valued by the masses. This is why stepping away from the herd is difficult because they want to pull you in. They want to attack you or criticize you or remove their love, approval, or support to force you and manipulate you to stay the way you are or to do what they want that makes them comfortable. This is the turning point. This is the fork in the road. Where will you let this eclipse bridge take you? Back to the same truth because you're still trying to do what everyone else wants, or to your own individual divine truth? So you must move into alignment with that. And it's not something that you see many people doing. So this makes it harder to do. I don't know what that was supposed to say. But you've been trained to want acceptance by the normal channels in your life. So you aim to please them subconsciously. These are distractions to your purpose and your power. All beliefs and habits that run your mood, your choices, and your mind that are stuck in low states and old limits distract you from your purpose and your power. You are being called to become unlimited, and the increased solar activity, that's yet another energy happening right now, is a call to us to raise our vibrational state and our self-identity to a new level of power and receptivity, to accept your power. Do you know, when I looked up in Louise Hay what the meaning of was one of the things going on with my hand, I don't know if it was the bite or the inflammation or whatever, but I was curious of the energies underneath it, gathering it from all different sources. It said fear of owning your power. Solar flares and rays are packed with codes of divine gold light that we can interpret and use for our expansion and our evolution. So I love this is a sunset here on my beautiful beach. So the current sun activity, if you want to understand a little bit more of it, and you might want to check this out every now and then, this is a rare event. This happened a couple days ago. The X flare produced an EIT wave, which is a sort of tsunami on the sun's surface. Okay, if we're talking energy, a tsunami, that's huge and powerful wave of energy on the sun's surface. Wow, that's a huge power surge. that's available for us. Scientists observed a rare solar flare effect as well, also known as a magnetic crochet. Crochets are links, are hooks. When you crochet, you create loops that hook together. So the solar flare tsunami then created a sudden change in the Earth's magnetic field. And this sudden X-ray burst temporarily changes the layer of our atmosphere. Do you think that that created an opening where information came in or out, something left or came to you? And hooked, the crochet happened. So we've been now hooked to, linked to, chained to this new sun gold ray light energy. So think about the energy and the flow of this idea, and remember to read the energy under the happening. Let's look at more of the distractions. The way we were taught to live by seeking outside advice and not trusting ourselves, by never feeling fulfilled or worthy of being present and not rushing, by being still, inwardly focused or motivated, being seen as unproductive or lazy. Now is the time to stop and break down. Now it's time to break down and reform the habits of constant planning, mental activity, worrying, thinking, planning, scheduling, being sure, or trying to force something to happen. This is a big thing right now. I'm seeing a surge of people selling these, do it now, money loves speed, do it faster, pay me now, get the bigger program. Now's the time to take action. No, it is not. Now is not the time to make big decisions. Now is not the time to force yourself into money decisions. Now is not the time. You're crossing a bridge. You don't know where you're going. Your reality is going to be different. Your understanding is going to be completely different in a week. Wait, be present, be in the journey you're in now. Don't rush out and start new things. So, these internal patterns of fear or judgment block you from hearing guidance that's already here for you. So the sooner that you release your attachments, complete these old patterns, enter this moment, the sooner the moon can illuminate for you what you've been distracted by. Now, when you get stuck or feel attached to drama, news, now I don't watch the news ever, but things on the outside global stage do come through to me, or external pressures of about what to think and want. You miss your turn. So it's like driving on a freeway and missing the turn off because you're too distracted with someone else's drama and what's happening, but you don't want to be in what's happening. You want to be in the energy. That's just telling me something. I'm going to stay present so I know, oh, the way that some of the GPS systems can actively change your route while you are driving because the conditions change. That's what I want you to be. I want you to be a GPS that is tuned in so well that you can alter your course moment to moment, depending on what the spiritual weather is doing. This bridge that we're on between the eclipses is being amplified by the eclipse. So all these powers and energies and possibilities are enlarged for you right now. That means your distraction energies may get louder. Your cravings and limiting habits may talk louder, and you may have to be present, more consciously present to notice them and not get sucked in. And when you do notice them, just notice them, accept them, and then they release their hold on you. The personal, spiritual, evolutionary, and energetic effects of this, along with the first eclipse that opened the portal bridge on April 30th, are huge. It is significant for your life, growth, transformation, and alignment with your true spiritual path. We're being taken from where we were to a new energetic reality, emotionally and mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, relationally, in every sense of the word. Regardless of whether you believe it, you pay attention to it, or know it's happening. On top of all of this, we have Mercury retrograde, which means our messages and communication lines are in a review and reflect phase. We discussed that. So sit with the messages coming in through your body, your thoughts, and your situations. They're up for final review so you can complete them. That's pretty exciting and worth your time. If you feel like you must act, if you get that desperation energy coming through you, wait until the emotional reaction calms down. Be with it, accept it, just watch it. Use the illumination, use the guidance, use all these energies right now to help you just accept it. Don't have to act on it right now. Reflect on it if it's an old pattern and tell yourself powerfully, I am ready and willing to complete and release this now as is optimal for my highest good. Now, this is the scale, and you can get this at shop.nanakasha.com for free. If you can't find it, let us know. Support at nanakasha.com. Now, it's powerful to understand where you are. So when you're feeling an emotion, find it here under the emotional body. You'll see the state you're in. You'll see the things that are happening. When you're craving, you're in disappointment, you're in enslavement, you're in denial, you're addicted, you're a slave to your fears, your desires. Okay. So now, when you see yourself going through this, you're going to say, okay, what's coming up right now? I'm going to sit and reflect it with it. So let's say blame comes up. You're blaming and judging yourself, or you're blaming and judging others on the world stage, or for your past, or for not doing enough, or whatever, anything. Okay. You probably can find somewhere in your life that you're blaming and judging. So you sit and you speak and you let Mercury and you let Thoth and your inner communication illuminate for you. Where am I in the state of guilt? Where am I still carrying that? I would love to complete that. I would love to free my emotional body from blame. I would love to free my mind from evil thoughts. Those are negative thoughts that are intended to hurt, because they're pushing energy and meaning onto people or yourself or other things that don't belong there, that don't uplift anyone, that burden everyone and drag everyone down and keep you stuck. The process or the environment, the life you begin to live in when you're carrying blame and guilt is destructive. Things fall apart, things don't complete. You have destructive habits, thoughts, tendencies towards yourself and others. And the perspective that you're living inside of is vindictive, whether it's towards yourself, towards source or God, or towards others. So this is a way to sit with, where is this within me? And I just give permission for all of those old patterns, those old soul wounds, those old beliefs to complete. And I accept them. Now look up at 350, the state of acceptance. Your emotional body forgives, it lets go. Your mind goes into harmony with new solutions and new realms and new energies and new powers. All around you, your environment is transcendent. It means it's lifting you up. You don't have to be the one doing the effort. You're supported all over. And compassion becomes the way you see and receive and live. These are powerful tools for living. Some more energy going on this week is Friday the 13th. It's the only one in 2022. Now, energetically, this is a sacred power because the number 13 is sacred, but we've gooped it up with fear and bloodshed. So remove that programming, complete that programming, and enter Friday the 13th in sacredness. 13 is a sacred master number. And so this day can be quite powerful in a sacred way, with information, completion, and ascension possibilities. This next week, it's vital to walk slowly, be present, detach from fears, pressure, and desperation. Don't get frustrated because so much is hidden right now. This isn't a time to be able to access all the options. And so being in the present and being content to be as things unfold for your highest good. Do not make any decisions during this week. Do not commit to big money agreements. Listen to your inner guidance because you may be in the dark, not aware of many things that affect the situation. Be like this lotus. Come up through the water, the heavy energies, the emotions, the dark. And then when you're right in the light, begin to open and blossom. Take your power right now, even if you don't feel it. Make a decision right now, while you're listening to this, to think and feel the most empowering and uplifting things about this moment in time, and to trust the highest part of you to keep on track. Now, I want to quickly look at trust on the scale. You see here, it's 250. It's a power state, which begin at 200 up. Below that, those are force states. It begins here in neutrality. It is what the emotional body does. The mind is satisfied. The energy all around you is releasing, and your perspective becomes enabling. You feel powerful. You feel enabled. Fantastic, right? So trusting the highest part of you to keep on track is going to give you all those energies. This energetic bridge we are on is a structure of light with super high vibrations and frequencies from places we've not been in touch with before. We are each individually on an energy bridge that is aligned to our soul's path and strengths. It is attempting to guide us with the most support and love to the place that is optimal for our next stage of life and purpose. And it's full of magical energies and mentors to guide the way. So it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, where step by step you meet new allies, new parts of you with strengths that you have lost. Okay, and remember the truth of who you are. There's guides and mentors and magical parts of you everywhere. Make this a powerful passageway by being in a state of reverence, sacredness in each moment, even if things appear to be going sideways. You can't see the underlying purpose of what's happening, whether you perceive it as good or bad. So be careful to allow your path to unfold without judgment clogging it up. A breakdown or backward motion can look bad at first, but that is only your mind programming. You are unwilling, completing, this should say unwinding, completing, and leaving old energies and patterns willingly. So, willingly leave those old energies and patterns. How do you do that? You simply declare, I'm ready and willing, and you will begin to move towards the state of willingness. So, we're designed to be free, and we have never been free. We literally don't know what it's like to be respected, to be revered, to trust, to live the truth of who we are, to feel free to express ourselves, to choose for ourselves, to ask for ourselves, to know there's more than enough for everyone, to be attached to no guilt, to no obligations, and to live more fully present in the moment, gifting, radiating, and receiving love, beauty, and creativity. Now is your time. You cannot figure it out from your current state of mind and heart, so don't try. This is a surrender moment where you get to free your old patterns, control over you, so you can expand into a more aware being. You're ready, so trust and come into the moment. Don't fight it, don't fear it. It is a gift. Truly is a gift. This decade is an evolutionary leap, and we are in a key moment right now on that path. We're completing a lot of old patterns, beliefs, and programs and ways of life. You're doing huge things right now. Respect yourself. It's something to celebrate because we no longer have to work so hard to change. It's happening for us. We have to keep up, keep on top of that wave so we can ride it. Manage your emotions and know you're moving towards a better, brighter place with a more aware and powerful you. Overall, this is good, great. In fact, it's awesome. It's an incredible and awesome moment. It's a relief because we've waited and worked for so long to get to a real transformation from the inside out. It's just the passage that needs care and attention, and that has to be self generated at first. You have to generate and decide to turn your attention within to the moment, to what's happening, and not be in your distractions. Your habitual way of being is running the show, and that is what is shedding right now. Give yourself the command to pay attention to your inner guidance and ask these powerful energies right now so you do not go down the wrong path in the dark or make choices from fear or uncertainty. Imagine that you're in a dark forest. There is a path, but it's not easy to see. You must step carefully and be very present. You must have all your senses alert to the immediate environment. You might sense things in the dark, but your job is to stay focused in a soft and trusting way so your inner light will show you what you need. This completion is powerful and important, so use this time to complete the old, outdated you. This energy helps to complete the beliefs, relationships, attitudes, limits, and self-image you've been living under like a wet blanket. You will know exactly what it is. Sorry, look, seems like it shifted here. And where you are headed. You won't know, okay, where you're headed and what's shifting. And sometimes you will. You must trust and be ready and willing to walk this in faith that your higher self is guiding you, because it always is. You will not know exactly what is shifting. You must trust. You must surrender to this powerful energy. You will see things in a totally new way. So this was a moonrise. So decision is your magic wand. Begin now to decide that this path is going to be a massive leap towards your happiness, optimal health, and true wealth. It has that potential, yet you could get lost in the fear the same way you might get lost in the dark forest if you don't stay focused and stay on your own path. Don't let fear decide for you. Don't let others discourage you. Don't let the past decide for you. Be present and open to the new. Listen to your senses and notice if it's an old fear or a new guide of light. You have more guidance open for you right now than you have ever been exposed to. This is why I want you to be aware of all that's going on and be present. Do now. If you need to take time for yourself, which I believe is an optimal idea, then do it. Do not let others and schedules and plans and false agendas based on planning and society direct your actions, thoughts, or beliefs. Yes, I know you have been filled with guilt and obligation that you can't change your plans or tell anyone no unless they think it's a valid reason. But I want you to become calm, centered, present. You are not being even 1/10 of the you could be for any of these people in your life by being who you're being now. This is a freedom point for you. You have to start to decide based on what's optimal for you and your highest good. You can't please everyone else anymore because it puts you out of reach for your inner guidance and your truth. You don't have to explain or argue with others. You do have to learn to speak up, ask for what you know is best for you, and not make it about anyone else. Do not validate or explain your reasons. Just be the creator of your reality now. Stand up and choose for your highest good always and in all ways. Don't you want to be free? Well, here's an opportunity right in front of you, and you're already in it. It's never too late to start to sit with yourself and ask what's ready to be complete. Be willing to let it go and let it up in whatever way it wants to come out. Receive and listen to yourself with compassion and acceptance and you will find emotional freedom and harmony with an expanded universal mind. Eclipses are powerful, so let's review why. For me, the eclipses have become ridiculously powerful, and they get my attention by causing near death experiences and potentially fatal situations. Eclipses are portals of great change in direction, reality, and perception. They open a doorway to take you far from your current reality. It's a bridge. They often feel like a right turn or even a U-turn in life, and there's no way to avoid it. I love this picture of Uxmal. This is the Pyramid of the Moon, and we go here frequently. We go here on all of our current retreats. And this is at night, which is a rare and beautiful opportunity to be there. And clearly the glowing and the light are partially from the photo and the lack of light, but the way that it's glowing, that it's multiple dimensional. This is you. You're exuding light, you're receiving light, and you're reflecting light, and you're on your path. So when you're eclipsed in these times, it means you are being blocked from all the information. It means you're blocked from seeing, knowing, and understanding many things. So when you're in an eclipse or between eclipses, you're traveling in the dark to a new and more powerful place. In an eclipse, you can have things happen that feel like trauma or negative. They aren't. Remember to find the opportunity inside it. You can help by doing the things we've discussed. Remember, for me, the eclipses have become quite a slap, and I gives me an opportunity to prepare, to respect them, to be present, but not to fear it, not to manufacture a new drama, but to be aware of everything that happens in that time so that I can listen and complete it and move through it, because an eclipse is an opportunity. And because of these different things I've told you about, they've gotten my attention for sure. I think we already saw this. Now, I walk in this state as long as is demanded in the moment. Please notice and respect what's happening for you. I've learned to navigate this by immediately shutting down everything I've planned with my conscious reality. I take action to care for my body or whatever the situation demands, and I immediately go within. So then you want to walk in the state as long as is demanded by the moment, not based on your agenda. I give myself free time, downtime, creative time, and time to listen to spirit. I do not let outside agendas get in the way anymore, and I no longer carry guilt about making the choice to shut down. I feel like I already said this. It is the best way to get to the energy, and caring for yourself is a blessing to others. So I get in the flow and I let it take me. I do what I feel. I don't judge it or try to produce anything unless it flows through me without my intention. I get a lot of creativity. I get downloads at this time. So I write or draw or talk or read or do what the moment asks. That's what these slides are. They've been coming in pieces, and then they all came together today. And with the communication challenges, it was quite a burden, quite a lot of barriers to getting this down. So as you see typos, that's the best I could do after many, many times of rereading it. I trust that each step is synchronistically leading me to the next optimal place, and I want you to do that. So just breathe in this beautiful pathway that is being lit for us. This is like the light that we're moving towards. The sun flares, the moon pathway, this bridge of the eclipse. So I know I said this. I know I said this. Okay, so I know, let's see, maybe I got to, yeah, okay. So I'm sending you lots of love and light and surrounding you with all kinds of uplifting energies, so that as you walk through this, you allow what needs to break down to go, and allow what's in the dark to appear. As you free yourself from your old reality and enter your new one, Be like a child with an open mind and an open heart and full of potential and happiness. Next week, I will be doing sessions again, unless something else happens. And whatever I've been led to, that means something new is going to birth from this, but I don't decide while I'm still in the portal. And whomever I have become will begin to be revealed. I know we're going to do another intuition summer camp, and some other things have been coming in, yet I'm very aware none of it's ready to create. And it will come to light as the pieces come together after the full moon eclipse or whatever other energy is going on. This is the way it works for me and for you too. This advice is powerful life and manifesting and purpose guided living information. Repeat and listen and ponder and apply. And if you get on my email list at nanakasha.com, we're sending you the whole script in writing as well. So you don't have to listen to the video again if you want to just scan through this. Here's the sunrise from a few days ago over my magical Gulf of Mexico in my sanctuary. I hope you will come and join me for one of my retreats in this beautiful, magical place. We clear and cleanse and walk a path of beauty and love. The clearing I do within me is with the land, and the calling to this land came from a sacred place. So we're creating a sanctuary here for healing and enlightenment and beauty and love. All right. Well, I know I've already changed and who I am, deepen my skills. And this is one of the gifts that happens during these times is there's a quantum leap in spiritual connection, abilities, and powers for me, for you, for everyone. So I look forward to getting to work with you on the other side. And I know you've already changed who I am. I know I've already changed who I am. And I'm really glad. There's another moonrise photo from this year. So be sure that you check out the shop.nanakasha.com. Getting a soul reading during these kind of times is very good. Also, my third eye opening sessions are going to be gone after the eclipse. You don't have to use it right now, but they're only available right now. Then they're not going to be available at all. So I want to thank you in advance for listening, for caring about your own self, for using these processes, for empowering yourself, for letting me bring this information into your beautiful life, and for sharing this vital information. Only offer it from love, never tell anyone what to do, but let it be known that this could be helpful to those who are ready. Now, it's not just for right now, this is wise advice to live and travel with for the next 5 years or more as you become who your soul intended in your life. So I am so excited to see you, to get to know you, to be a part of this beautiful experience together. This is Akasha from nanakasha.com. Thank you for sharing this. Enjoy this guide. Like I said, get the script of it at nanakasha.com by subscribing there or checking your emails if you are. And I will see you next week for what is the meaning of what is happening right now and more ways of interpreting the energies. Be love. Namaste.